Former Director of Housing and Community Development, Mayor Young applied a holistic approach to unifying the city through public and private partnerships. Memphis, we are thankful and we're grateful for a mayor with vision and integrity. And it is indeed my honor to introduce one who I call my friend and one who I know loves the city of Memphis and loves each of us. Let's stand to our feet and receive Honorable Mayor Young.
Thank you so much, Pastor Watkins, for that amazing introduction. Y'all give it up for Pastor Watkins and the Mount Vernon Church here in Westwood, Tennessee. We are so excited to be here in this great community. I see my friend Sidney Chisholm sitting over there. I know he does a lot here in the Westwood community as well. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm honored to be with you. And before I begin my address, I want to welcome some special guests. You see them right here behind me, and if you've read my weekly newsletter, then you already know who they are. I first met them a couple of weeks ago at the Orange Mound Senior Center when they were practicing, and you all blew them up on social media. So before I get started, I'd like to ask them to bring a selection. I'd like to welcome the Eddie Ritchie Choir. Y'all give it up for them. And they're going to give us a song, then we're going to get started.
Your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment of you. I want to thank you and praise you too. Your grace and mercy brought me through. Come on, choir, and help me sing. Your grace, mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment. I'm living this moment because of you. And I wanna thank you and praise you too. Your grace, your grace and mercy brought. Lord, I want to say this to you. Thank you for saving a sinner like me. To tell just didn't do right. You watched over me. You watched over me both day and night. So your grace and mercy, your grace and mercy brought me through. And I'm living this moment because of you. Brought me through. And there's one more thing. Justice demanded that I should die. But grace and mercy said, no, 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 no. We've already paid the price. You see, I once was blind, but thank God right now I can see. It's because grace and mercy, grace and mercy, grace and mercy came along and rescued me. That's why I can say your grace, your grace brought me through. And I'm living this moment because of you.
Had to get the mood right. We had to get the mood right. Your grace and mercy. If we asking for anything, we should be asking for that. Some grace and mercy. Y'all give it up for the Eddie Ritchie Choir who came here from Orange Mound, Tennessee. That's the great way to get this started. Thank you all again for being here. I'm honored to see each of you. I'd like to welcome some of our other important guests. I'd like to ask my partners from the City Council to please stand. Council members, please stand. Let's give it up for our Memphis City Council. This is their first 100 days as well, and they've been working very, very hard on your behalf. and I am honored to have the opportunity to work with each and every one of you every day to serve the city of Memphis. I mean, I think about that song, that Grace and Mercy. It gets me every time because I think about the fact that I'm so blessed and honored to have the ability to serve as the 65th mayor of the city of Memphis, the city that I love, the city that made me who I am. I want to acknowledge some other special people for me. My mom, please wave your hand. Pastor Diane Young, my beautiful wife, Dr. Jamila Smith Young, and children, Paxton and Zoe, are here. I wanted to make sure I shouted them out. Next, I want to recognize our team. So if you work for the city of Memphis, please stand. If you work for the city of Memphis, please stand and give it up for these amazing public servants. If you're a partner to the city, could you please stand? Memphis Tourism, the Memphis Chamber, EDGE, Downtown Memphis Commission, any of our partners from education, please stand so we can acknowledge you. And last and most importantly, I want to thank all of you who are part of Team Memphis, which means that if you're here as a community member, if you've attended any one of our One Memphis town halls or worked on the transition team, if you live in Westwood, Whitehaven, Chickasaw Gardens, Orange Mound, High Point Terrace, Cordova, North Memphis, South Memphis, Hickory Hill, Speedway Terrace, or anywhere in between, if you are here as an individual who cares about our city, Memphis, Tennessee, we recognize you now and we appreciate your commitment to our community. Now, just a few days ago, right here in Westwood, our community lost a hero. Today, we want to honor Officer Joseph McKinney for his service to our city. Officer McKinney and every man and woman who wears the uniform, they make a choice every day. They make a choice to run into situations that many of us would probably run away from. They stand up for their fellow Memphians. They protect and they serve. Their choices make them heroes every day. And on this day, I ask you all to join me in honoring those brave choices made by Officer Joseph McKinney and every man and woman who wears the uniform. If you are with the Memphis Police Department or the family of anyone who serves, please stand so we can honor you. Please stand. Y'all give it up for them. Let's give it up for them. We appreciate you and your service. Now, I'd like to ask that we all take a moment of silence for our fallen hero, Joseph McKinney, and all of the victims of senseless and needless violence in our community. Thank you. Thank you for that moment. Okay, so this is the 100-day speech, but actually we're at day 107 into our tenure as an administration. And in those 107 days, we've been very intentional about our schedule and our agenda. We've met with community members and business owners. We've gathered our internal teams, including those who lead our public safety and blight efforts. We've met with partners and stakeholders all throughout this community. We've convened groups that may have previously worked independently. MPD, our district attorney, who's here. Give it up for our district attorney, Steve Mulroy. District attorney, juvenile court, our judges, and our Memphis and Shelby County school system. We started the work of changing the narrative. We've had meetings with those that represent the news media, social media influencers, community activists, legislators from all sides of the aisle all across the state. We've been intentionally open, and we've asked questions and we've answered them, and we've listened. In our first 100 days, we held 3 One Memphis town hall meetings where we gathered community and held open dialogues about the state of our city and our neighborhoods. So far, we've visited Whitehaven, the Summer Graham area, all right, I hear you, Whitehaven, the Summer Graham area, and Fraser. And we have meetings scheduled for the end of this month in Orange Mound and next month in Raleigh. Our Summer Graham meeting was specific to the Hispanic community, and that's something that no other previous administration had ever done. And we believe that it's necessary. And we still believe that we must do more. In our first 100 days, we also heard from our transition teams. We had 129 people that served on 8 subcommittees. And the vibe that we got back from them was definitively hopeful. They engaged focus groups, they reached out to peer cities and organizations all across the country, and they polled hundreds of local area residents. They spoke about a city whose chief export is culture. They talked about innovation and community values. They shared program ideas and staffing suggestions and created a blueprint for the kind of smart city and crime tech that we need to make our city better, cleaner, and stronger. In total, they shared 36 broad-ranging recommendations with 100+ supporting documents, links, and references. In our first 100 days, we created a new blight strike team that targets specific high-impact areas every week to remove major blight. So far this year, the team has worked in 21 zip codes across our city. In our first 100 days, in a one-of-a-kind partnership designed to fight back against the worst of the vacant and abandoned properties harming our neighborhoods, we had students in the University of Memphis School of Law's Neighborhood Preservation Clinic who worked closely with code enforcement and our law division to represent the city in public nuisance lawsuits. The clinic has represented the city in more than 250 active environmental court lawsuits, filed 15 new lawsuits, and dismissed cases against 25 properties that are no longer public nuisances as a result of rehabilitation or demolition, and they recovered more than $9,000 in fees that can be put towards our blight fighting efforts. Yeah, give it up for that. Through the leadership of the Memphis Police Department, we created Operation Code Zero. This is an innovative policing strategy that concentrates police efforts in high crime areas, targeting traffic, property, crime, and drug and weapon crimes, and marries those efforts with business assistance and environmental blight remediation efforts. In our first 2 sessions, we made 111 arrests, issued 570 traffic citations. We seized 19 illegal weapons and over 1,000 kilograms of illegal drugs. And we also found 2 stolen cars. In addition to that, we picked up 7,000 discarded tires and 5,000 bags of trash and worked with 51 businesses on their safety strategies. Yeah, give it up for that. This team has been working. Those businesses that we worked with on their crime prevention through environmental design, we call that CEPTED, their CEPTED plans. And we're proud to announce that as a part of Operation Code Zero plan, we're going to be working in partnership with EDGE to provide $1 million in total funding for CEPTED grants over the next 4 years. These grants are going to be given to operationalize the recommendations that are made to those small businesses when we have those Code Zero interventions. So give it up for EDGE for committing $1 million towards this effort. What this means is that our city teams can help businesses identify ways to deter crime through changes to their surroundings. These could include cutting down the bushes, adding lighting, creating safer walkways, etc. And EDGE will partner with us to provide grants up to $25,000 each to fund the opportunities discovered through those reviews. I'm gonna say it again, 111 arrests, 570 traffic citations, 19 weapons, and over 1,000 kilograms of illegal drugs that were seized, 7,000 discarded tires, and 5,000 bags of trash removed, plus the 51 businesses that are made stronger and smarter thanks to the collaborative work to create better neighborhoods for all of our residents. Let's give it up for this team, y'all. I'm telling you, they're working hard. And we're 107 days in, and I can say that the work is working. We're also encouraged by the most recent preliminary figures from TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, that notes that crime rates in all of our categories of reported major violent crimes and major property crimes have dropped in the city of Memphis during the first quarter of this year compared to the first quarter of last year. Major violent crime, yeah, let's give it up. We gotta celebrate those small wins when we can. Major violent crime in Memphis dropped 10% during the first quarter of 2024, and major property crime during the first quarter of 2024 was 22% less than the first quarter of 2023. But as we clap to that, I want to be clear that if our residents, our business owners, and visitors don't feel safe, the numbers don't matter. So we're not resting on our laurels. We know that we have more to do. In our first 100 days, we also invited mayors from around the country for a historic gathering where we convened the Black Mayors Coalition on Crime. We invited leaders from 21 cities representing 8 million plus people to join us right here in Memphis in a discussion around public safety and the work of restoring order to our communities. We learned from our peers some of the proven strategies that have worked in their similar communities, programs that we can replicate here. And together, that group, we agreed that we were going to be pragmatic, that we're going to find a balance between philosophy and practicality. We know that our community simply cannot wait. We talked about the importance of data sharing, crime tech, CPTED work, and identifying institutional programs that already exist, like Operation Scarlet in Charlotte, Operation Good in Jackson, Mississippi, and Operation Heart in Durham, North Carolina. We shared the early findings from our own Operation Code Zero that we just talked about. We see that meeting as kind of a master's class on community safety, and we'll seek to continue further opportunities to learn from our peers. In our first 100 days, we created our pandemic-level response to crime. We're going to be unveiling more of it tonight, and it includes the addition of 2 high-level public safety positions. A public safety advisor to the mayor who's going to help us establish the Office of Neighborhood Safety, and a chief strategist for public safety that'll be working closely with MPD and Chief Davis. And this person is going to spend every day working to focus our efforts and outputs related to public safety using data in 21st century policing. It also includes the creation of a police foundation, which we announced last week with the Memphis City Council and the Greater Memphis Chamber, and a public safety dashboard that we're going to unveil later this week in our weekly newsletter. So if you're not signed up, let's make sure you get signed up for that. Along with this dashboard, we're committing to a goal of reducing violent crime by 10% this year and every year following. Yeah. You know, sometimes as a public official, it's hard to put numbers out there because you may miss it. But we simply cannot afford not to be targeted in our efforts. We want at least 10% every year. We need to see our community trending in the right direction. And if we got elected to these jobs and we're scared to state a goal, we got the wrong job. Supporting that pandemic level response are going to be 2 key initiatives. The first is a joint data sharing agreement with MPD, the District Attorney's Office, juvenile courts, Shelby County, and Memphis and Shelby County schools. We're going to use this shared data to illuminate areas for improvement and guide our efforts. By sharing data, we can better understand the community of people who are involved in the justice system. This data is going to allow us to target high-risk individuals and neighborhoods earlier and intervene more quickly. The second is a joint cooperation agreement to help us reduce the silos and facilitate a public-private multi-agency plan to help address the root causes of crime in a more holistic manner. It's community-focused. This joint agreement is critical to our future-leaning strategy. Working independently, our outcomes have been less than optimal. This agreement is going to help align funders and the business community, the city, county, schools, nonprofits, and community organizations in one collective approach. This agreement creates a universe where everybody's roles will be defined and resources are matched to the highest and best needs, where accurate and targeted data can be leveraged to do the most good. And the great news we can share with you today is that we have a national funder who's issued a $50 million challenge grant to be matched by local donations for this community. And the exciting thing is we've already had some of our partners step up. And I'd like to encourage the philanthropic and the private sector to join them so that we can maximize this opportunity to reach $100 million in total funding for these efforts. So y'all give it up and encourage our philanthropic and private sector partners. I was at a meeting just last week, and as I presented this in the meeting, we had one party that stepped up right there and said, I got $1 million on it, right there, in the meeting. And so we applaud those efforts. Internally, we're going to continue to shift our city services to align with our strategy, including redirecting our targeted blight and clean and green efforts to support our overall safety and economic development plans. In these first 100 days, we ran really hard at the easy wins, many on the policing and blight fronts. We shifted our youth engagement strategies. We asked our teams to innovate and to anchor their work to our community-focused strategies. We asked them to take the blinders off. Let's become more collaborative and let's reduce duplication of efforts. We asked ourselves to look for ways to serve our community better. We looked under the metaphorical hood of the machine that we call city government, and we ran the diagnostics. And so this is where it gets real. Because what we found was that the machine was capable of creating the Memphis that we have today. We have the basics covered. But after 2 years and 107 days of listening to thousands of you tell me that you want more, I believe that we deserve better. I can't let the status quo be our aspirational goal, because I can see the real goal in my mind. Imagine a Memphis where the streets are free from litter, where you get off the highway and the off-ramp is beautifully maintained and manicured rather than filled with trash. I want you to imagine a Memphis where your neighborhood park and community center have weekend movie nights and midnight basketball and game rooms for teens, all for free. I want you to imagine a transit system that works to connect residents with jobs and childcare and healthcare and groceries. A one-card system that gets you onto that bus or micro-transit option, into your vibrant community center, and into your local library to check out materials, content, and classes. I want you to imagine a Memphis where illegally tagged cars and potholes are identified by the camera system that exists on the light poles throughout our city, where we know about the issues and can begin to addressing them before you, the residents, have to call and report them. Imagine a Memphis where we have high-quality housing for all. And give it up for that. A Memphis where we have the fiber infrastructure to make sure that every student and grandparent is connected. Imagine a Memphis where the access is not limited. Imagine a Memphis where the innovation in our DNA is allowed to flourish. A Memphis where we attract industry and influencers. A Memphis where our dreams are not burdened by our budget. That is a safe, strong, future-ready Memphis. We spent the last 107 days actively listening and envisioning and pursuing a better Memphis. We spent these days listening to you, our community, that say that you want more. He ready for more, he ready. We hear you, and I firmly believe that we can do it. We can give you more. But I want you to know, this is the sobering part, that we're doing a lot with the budget that we have right now. We have 8,100 employees at the City of Memphis, 4,500 that work in MPD and fire department, 1,700 who work on clean and green efforts. Those are public works, solid waste, and general services. 1,100 who work in libraries and parks, and 850 in all of our other divisions. Last year, our teams filled nearly 54,000 potholes. This year, we've already filled 38,000 as of Q1. In 2023, our Parks Division held free summer camp for over 2,200 students at 24 locations, and another 5,000 programs ranging from aerobics to Magic in the Park to Zumba, and are on par to match that number again this year. In 2023, our library served our community with over 4,000 library programs for kids, adults, and families. And by helping you check out over 1 million books, audio tapes, and other materials. In 2024, we're on track to beat those numbers with over 300,000 checkouts and 1,000 programs already. Our teams collected 193,000 tons of garbage, 130,000 tons of bulk waste, and 8,000 tons of recycling in 2023. And in this year, the numbers are climbing. Our Office of Business Diversity and Compliance also assisted 15,000 small businesses last year and has worked with over 3,000 in Q1 of 2024. And I want to say that our partners are working hard too. I heard some cheers for MATA. Y'all give it up for MATA. MATA has expanded its fleet. And MATA's fleet now includes 8 new buses and 8 new ready-on-demand vehicles. And this expansion is going to greatly improve rider wait times. They've also launched a Citizens Advisory Committee to represent all of the areas of the Mid-South and ensure better community connectivity. And soon, we're going to break ground with our partners, Blue Suede Networks, on a citywide fiber broadband network that will span 3,400 miles and pass 85% of our businesses and residents, including 85% in low-income communities, all at no cost to the city. That's future ready. Today, we are at the starting block of becoming one of the nation's most connected and future-ready cities, a model for the rest of the nation. This kind of access can be transformational for generations to come. And again, we're doing so much with the budget that we have, and our current administration is doing all that we can to stretch it. We've acquired funding from Bloomberg American Sustainable Cities Grant, which is going to help us with our green initiatives and sustainability efforts. We've received a $39 million VCIF grant from the state of Tennessee to address holistic public safety in 9 Memphis zip codes. Congressman Cohen recently announced that MATA is going to receive $20 million in additional federal funding. And we have created partnerships with the business community to support our public safety and youth engagement work. We've reduced silos and duplication of efforts, and we look for ways to increase efficiencies. We're capitalizing on all of our options. Yeah. We're capitalizing on all of our options to do more, but we really simply and plain need more revenue. And as much as I don't want to be the one to stand here and say it, I also don't want to be the one to let you down, to allow you to live in a neighborhood where getting by is the standard. I want all of our neighborhoods to be clean. I want every park to be safe and playable. I want more for our community, for your kids and my kids. Our current budget gets us where we are, and we're good at getting by. But I think it's time for us to step into a reality that allows us to flourish. Now, it's the hard part. When I go to City Council next week to present our budget, I'm going to ask for a tax increase. I'm putting it out there straight and plain so you hear it directly from me. There's no secrets. We're going to ask for it. And trust me, I would rather not ask, but I believe that it's the right thing for our city. I firmly believe that this is the only way for us to change our trajectory. We can't do the same thing and expect a different result. I firmly believe that this is our moment as a city. And so we're going to ask for an increase, but we are going to return the value to you, the residents. You should see this increase as an investment into our future. If you're concerned about crime, this will allow us to invest more in public safety. If you're concerned about the future of our city, this will allow us to invest more in our young people because they are the future. If you believe in the power of quality housing or digital access, this will allow us to invest more in those life-changing, neighborhood-bettering assets. If you're a business owner, this will give us the ability to invest in the infrastructure and community-wide programming that will make attracting talent and customers easier. I promised y'all that I was going to be transparent. And I also promised you that I would do more to turn this ship. And I believe that we can turn this ship. I believe that we are turning this ship. We are. You all have heard me say this before, and I'm gonna say it again, because recently we were named the largest majority black city in America. And you all know what that connotation often means. I don't have to say it explicitly, but you know. You usually correlate that with crime, poverty, those negative attributes. I feel like it's our responsibility to work hard to associate that designation with positive attributes. When the world hears that superlative, I want them to think of black wealth, culture, arts, excellence. When they hear Memphis, I want them to think of America's coolest city, because that's really who we are. That grit and grind vibe, that's real. Memphis, we get it done. We're innovative and experimental. We're soulful, we're cool. Culture is the king here. And I want you all to lean into that cultural identity. And although our primary export is often culture, it's our music and our movement and culinary arts, I'm gonna ask you to help us keep part of that culture here. I'm asking you, the residents of Memphis, to stay in Memphis. I want you to stay here. And I want you to lean in. And I want you to help us continue the work of making our city a better city. And if you're a young person thinking that your talents would be better served elsewhere, I'm gonna ask you to reconsider as well. Because quite simply, Atlanta doesn't need you. Chicago doesn't need you. New York and Nashville don't need you. Memphis needs you. This is our city. Yes. We need you to stay. We want you to recruit your friends. We want you to be the future of tech and transit and workforce development. We need you to make medical breakthroughs and platinum records. Memphis needs you to open restaurants and retail shops. We need you to join boards and use your voices for good. We need you to mentor and give back. We need you to run for office. We need you to help us create the Memphis for your children and your children's children. So we're asking you to stay, to lean in and be that change. And for all of you, if you want to do more, I have a couple of QR codes that we're going to put up. Fuel the future and employ the future. On the Fuel the Future link, you'll find the opportunity to commit to funding or supporting our efforts with midnight basketball, game rooms, or the police fund, or maybe you have another idea. Please share it here. There are opportunities to pledge a contribution to assist with certain programs and initiatives, But there's also non-monetary, but equally important ask on that survey, and that's to own your block. You probably have heard me say that before, and this time I'm going to ask for your commitment, because if each and every one of us own the blocks immediately surrounding our businesses, our homes, and our organizations, our community would look and feel much different. Yeah. And I'm going to ask each of you to make that commitment today. I want you to say yes to being a role model for your neighborhood. I want you to say yes to doing a little something more to reduce the chaos and create the Memphis that we can all be proud of. That survey also includes a link from one of our partners to sign up for mentoring through the Memphis Grizzlies Foundation. When youth have strong support systems, they're much more likely to succeed in education and career, grow on a personal level, and become productive citizens who take pride in themselves and their communities. Our young people can't be what they can't see, and so they need to see you, and so we need you to step up. The other QR code on this slide will take you to our employee sign-up form. This will allow businesses to register to be an employment partner to the city of Memphis. And I'm going to leave that up for a while. So pull out your phone and capture those links. Being that employment partner, that's going to allow us, as we look to place our young people throughout the summer, it's going to allow them to be placed with your businesses. So please pull out your cell phones and capture those links. I'm getting to the end, but I want y'all to know that in order for us to create the Memphis that we all want to see, it's going to take everybody. Every single person in our city can play a role. This is a part of the work that's going to take us from good to great. It's time for us to take this leap. This is that collaborative effort. So I want you to please fill out your name and contact info. Even if you don't find a funding opportunity, we still would like to know that you were here and that you're a part of this conversation. And so on behalf of everyone at the City of Memphis, we want to say thank you, and we welcome your partnership, and we honor your commitment. I firmly believe that we're going to look back at this moment in time, that we're going to look back at 2024, and we're going to say that this is when it shifted, that this is when the change happened. I'm not naive. I know that we keep getting hit. It's a negative news story here, a negative news story there. We have to keep our resolve. We got to dig in deeper. Every time we see a negative incident, that means we got more work to do. And so instead of becoming defeated, we become more determined to save more young people in our city. I believe that we're moving in the right direction, and I know that we're only going to do it better. Thank you all so much for being here, and let's go out and do it. Thank you. Let's go Memphis. So that concludes the formal portion. I think the choir is going to sing us out, but I want to say thank you again. We wanted this to be very direct, straightforward. For community members that have questions, we're having our One Memphis Forum on April 30th in Orange Mound, so please come out there, and we certainly will be there to listen. But thank you again, and I'll give it up for this amazing choir. And you can feel free to move around and start going in your own directions. Thank you. I'm gonna ask Reginald Boyce before everybody gets moving. One more time, y'all. Y'all give it up for Pastor Reginald Boyce. He's the Director of Community Services. I'm gonna ask him to pray us out real quick before they sing. If y'all could just pause where you are and just hold just for a second. We're just gonna leave you with some words. Go.
If everyone can take a hand real quick wherever you are, let's take a hand. Take a hand of the person next to you. Thank you, Pastor Watkins, again for opening the doors. Let's pray. God, we thank you for this privilege. We thank you for the wonderful news that Memphis is trending in the right direction, and it is because of your grace and mercy. And so now we ask for your grace and mercy to continue to be with us and protect us. Let us all make it home safely and give us a safer Memphis starting even now. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless you.
We found a cell phone. If you have lost your cell phone, our security team has it. If you lost your cell phone, our security team has your cell phone.
Hello?
Tony. Tony.
Hello? Hello?
Tony. But he said we supposed to be sleeping. We told him that. They cut the sound system off.
I won't.
Tony. Tony. Tony.
Hello, hello, hello. Can I hear? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, no. Do you want to just plug it in? Maybe we could do 5. Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. Let's just put the line in. Let's just do that. Everywhere is hot. Do you want my fan? You got it on you? I have like a little mobile one. I bring like for the out in the field. I bought this one on Amazon. I think it was like $13 or something. Hello, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please tell me this is working. This has got to be working. It's low. I can see levels though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello, hello. The mayor announcing large investments in public safety, saying he wants Memphians to stay in Memphis. He did also mention the city needs more revenue, and he will be asking city council for a tax increase during their budget talks. Yes. What do you mean? Guys, can you hear me? Yes. Hi, Conrad. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello, hello. I'm talking. Please tell me you can hear me. I hope so. Hello, hello, hello. Is it online in? Okay. Channel 2 is off. This should be on manual. Input 1 line. Try that. Hello, can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, Conrad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He still can't hear us. Okay. You want to switch to the lav? You want to try that? Just take this fan. Okay. Let's see. Hi. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm sorry. Oh, we were writing our script. No, actually, it looks pretty good. Okay. Can you wait? Can you wait after my 6 o'clock live shot? Is that okay? Okay. I wasn't turning. Now they're talking to me in the booth. Like, not you turning, man. Just saying. Our producer says, hey, yeah. I was like, we can't go by protocol. I sent the script for a reason. Can you hear us now, Conrad? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, better. He said the audio's a bit wispy and scratchy. Oh my God. Christ. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Lexi, this is on. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I think that worked.
You think that was it? Okay, that was on.
How he sound?
I'm gonna fall out.
Conrad, how does she sound?
Does that sound better, Conrad? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, he said sound better. So maybe it was that. And maybe that was affecting. Okay, Stephanie's first, right? Then they're coming to us.
Can you like come over?
I can, right here.
Yeah. Can you do a mic check?
Hello, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm tired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello. You need me to keep talking?
Yeah.
We're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just pray.
Say it again, Anna. You said 601.
Good.
Okay. So need me to talk to you good.
I think if she can hear you.
She can hear me.
Okay. Well,
She
it
said
doesn't
601.
matter. It doesn't matter. Yay. Oh, I hate my life. How long we waiting on this one? Bria.
They're hitting 6. We're sitting at 601. So like 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, not too long.
Can we use that line right on here too?
Yeah. We have some breaking news, so they're leading with it first.
Is it the bad breaking news?
Yeah. I think he wants Memphians to stay at Memphis. So then the state retail revenue it will be for tax revenue addresses ground here at Montwood. Short timeline responses to public safety.
I hate we be on other folks' time.
Huh?
I said I hate we be on other folks' time.
I know, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. At least we're hitting like early and it's not like later.
We can breathe a little bit.
Yes.
We can breathe a little. But I just hate we're working on another story.
I know. Me too. It is what it is. Yeah, well, the mayor first started off, announcing large investments in public safety in the city, saying that he wants Memphians to stay here in Memphis. But he did say the city does need more revenue, so he will be asking for a tax increase. The mayor addressed this crowd here at Mount Vernon Baptist Church in Westwood, highlighting responses to public safety, blight, and community engagement efforts. He focused heavily on highlighting a blight and crime fighting initiative, Operation Code Zero. You might have heard about it. Police made 111 arrests, issued almost 600 traffic citations, found almost 20 illegal weapons, and seized more than 1,000 kilograms of illegal drugs, according to the mayor. They also picked up thousands of tires and trash. The mayor also announcing huge investments in public safety, including 2 new positions working directly with MPD that's data-driven, and unveiling a public safety dashboard using data from the city, MPD, the Shelby County DA's office, the juvenile court system, and more. So the mayor also announced a $50 million match grant for public safety. There was also a moment of silence for fallen MPD officer Joseph McKinney and victims of violence in our community. The mayor also emphasized that he is looking to bring crime down 10% each year. Our Joyce Peterson is going to have much more on this story tonight at 10 o'clock. Reporting live in Westwood, Bria Bolden, Action News 5. Thank you. Okay. Ready?
That are going to go to Joyce.
They're going to go to Joyce tonight.